Is moving to Delaware really the right move? Let's talk about the 10 reasons that moving to Delaware may just be the right move for you.
Hi, I'm in Delaware.
So in no particular order, let's get started at number 10 with one of my favorite things that not a lot of people talk about with Delaware, and that's the central location. Now, I'm not just talking about central location like you can get to every part of Delaware pretty quickly, even though you really can. I'm talking about centrality with DC, Annapolis, Baltimore, Philly, a lot of places in Jersey, Ocean City, and our own amazing beaches down the South Coast. And I think we have a really good pro in the fact that we can be around all the cool stuff and kind of like have our picking of it when we want it, but we don't have to pay the premium of living in those areas or have to deal with the traffic and the constant things that are going on in those hustling and bustling and energetic markets. The fact that everything's all within an arm's reach when you're in Delaware, both in-state and out-of-state, is a really big pro for me. Number 9, getting into the next subject that not a lot of people talk about, is Delaware has some really great food. You got Bethany Blues, you got Agave, you got Seed, you have so many different styles of restaurants all down there, like the Cultured Pearl, which is some of the best sushi you'll ever have, and then Bethany Blues is just some great barbecue. And Taco Rijo just got its first physical location right on the highway. Great location. Cannot miss it. Gotta stop by. And Smashburger, the food truck, actually took Taco Rijo's spot right there at the Big Surf Cantina, which is another just great spot to stop for either an orange or a lemon crush. All the way up into Newcastle. And once you get into Wilmington, the Philadelphia's newspapers have already put out an article recently called it the Baby Philly because of the food scene, the beer gardens, the outdoor restaurants all over the place. There's just a lot you can try, and it's all really good. Quick reminder that if you're enjoying this video, to hit the subscribe button, and if you really like us, hit that bell so you get notified anytime we post. All right. Back to it. Coming in at number 8 is taxes, but not the taxes you think I'm going to talk about, because obviously you have a 0% shopping tax here in Delaware on anything. But I want to talk about property taxes. Property taxes, we are in the top 10 in the country for the cheapest property taxes. Even with the reassessment that's about to happen for our state, we'll still be percentage-wise one of the best property tax states in the entire country. So let's take like New Jersey, for example. New Jersey has a tax rate of 2.4%, one of the highest in the country, and their average sale price puts them at a $500,000 plus. It's actually $550,000 average sales price for a residential home. So if we just took a nice round number, let's break it down from 550 and bring it all the way down to 500,000. That means your annual tax bill is over $12,000 if you're in New Jersey, where Delaware, the average property tax bill is going to be about $1,600 a year. So why not live somewhere where you're saving money on the property taxes? And if you're from Jersey, let me talk to you. You're going to save a ton of money. Number 7 of something you probably don't hear much about Delaware, but man, do we have some good golf. Now, you may not think of Delaware as a golf destination, but let me talk to you real quick. I'll keep it quick for those people who don't really care too much about golf. Up north, we have places like the DuPont course is incredible. We have Deerfield, Rock Manor, White Clay, some really top-notch, well taken care of courses. If you've never been to Deerfield, holy cow, you'll forget you're in a state that typically is flat. You're teeing off from like 120 feet above the hole. And all the way down from Smyrna, you have Garrison's Lake, Rookery, Sussex Pines, Baywood, I think Kings Creek. And when it comes to golf, fantastic state for it. Number 6, and we'll keep it quick because you probably already know about it, but good Lord, the beaches we have in Delaware are some of the most underrated in the entire country. You have all these amazing beaches, you have properties that skyrocket into the tens of millions, and you have beautiful parks where you can have a land lease and you can have a property in there for just over $150,000. Of course, has a land lease to it, but you have a slew of different opportunities down there. And then the lifestyle, the golf is at its best. You have shopping out the wazoo. The downtown of Lewis is incredible. There's a lot of amazing things to do down at the beach, but again, I won't spend too much more time on it. Number 5, I want to talk to a numbers nerd out there that wants to make sure they're making a good investment if they move to Delaware. Well, let me tell you right now, we are in a status where we're probably going to see home prices continue to increase slightly, 3 to 4% on average per year, according to most foundational economists that are in the real estate industry, like Wells Fargo, Annie Mac, NAR, National Association of Realtors, and they're all saying the same thing. Because we don't have the supply to meet the demand, i.e. the houses to meet the buyers, we're simply just going to remain in this status of growing until we meet the inventory, which is millions of homes short. So here's what's happening. Prices keep going up. Here's why Delaware it's going to happen even more so, is because outside of Delaware, Maryland, New York, New Jersey, Vermont, Connecticut, Massachusetts, all these states are losing people year after year after year. Since about 2018, all these states have been losing people, losing commerce to their own local economies. And the biggest reason has been taxes. There's some other things that are going to get involved. Obviously, politics get involved, location gets involved for their job, which is a big factor because so many people now can work virtually or hybrid, and they don't have to live right in Manhattan to work for a Manhattan corporation. But all those years since, green for Delaware. I'll source how many walks on this. It's a tax migration map where you can see where people are moving to and from. And Delaware is bright green amongst the sea of red, as in they're losing money every year in the amount of money that's circulating in their own economy. And it's going to continue to grow. So I see it continuing to surpass the national average for increase, both in amounts, that 3 to 4% might be higher in Delaware because we're getting more people, and it could go for a longer period of time as we're going to need more inventory than the standard state that maybe is losing people. And if none of those numbers meant anything to you, then we're past the numbers, because now we're going to get to some fun stuff like wine. Salted Vines, Nassau Valley, Piccadilly. We got right across the line with Harvest Ridge, which kind of like Ocean City, we claim for Delaware because they even have their top selling wine is Blue Hen Blue, Blue Hen being the Delaware state bird. So, and the wineries aren't super boring either. They brought sloths. Another one has done baby goats. And overall, they're always doing cool little fun events. Harvest Ridge partners with food trucks, some of the best in the area, once a year for a food truck competition. It's a really cool environment, and they're always doing something new. Number 3. By the way, if you're seriously considering moving to Delaware, there is a link to contact us. I would love to chat with you, or you can just text this number and we can get you hooked up. Seriously, if you really are wanting to learn more about the area, would love to chat with you, and let's get back to it. So number 3 is kind of a weird one, but can I just talk about how you can live your entire life cycle in Delaware? I joke that we're like our own little mini ecosystem because we really do have everything all within the state, and we're so small, but we really do. We have really solid food. We have great rural areas, great suburban areas. We have a lot of farmland. We definitely have our, just down south, really, you can be out on 10 acres all by yourself in a field. We have these expensive beach homes and a haven for retirement from Milton all the way down to Fenwick Island. You have so much hustle and bustle going on in Wilmington, Pike Creek, Hocus, all those amazing high-class areas. The military base in Dover, surrounded by all these great neighborhoods, great school districts, but you could really live an entire life cycle here in Delaware. So I'm alluding a little bit to what I talked about in number 3, but number 2 is the fun stuff that can be done in Delaware. The festivals are out of this world. Let's talk about like the main 3. The Delaware State Fair is a huge one. Firefly brings in like 100,000 people. If you've never heard of the Firefly Music Festival, it's humongous, bringing in top tier artists from all around. It's really incredible. Pfeiffer's Orchards in Camden, Wyoming runs a top tier harvest festival and peach festival every year that's just grand. Milford has the Freedom Festival, has the Bug and Bud Festival, has the Ladybug Festival, which is a lady artist only festival concert, takes over the whole town, super cool. A holiday stroll that has so many people around Christmas, and not to mention Third Thursdays in Milford, First Fridays in Dover. It's just for drinks, food trucks, all that. There's constantly cool stuff to do. If you look around, like every weekend, there's something to go do. There's a festival to be had. There's fire food somewhere that's being cooked. It's cool. There's lots of fun stuff to do. All right, number 1 is definitely really personal. It might come off corny, and I'll explain, but number 1 for me is Delaware is one of the best places that I have found through research and connection with other people, and really just from the people who've been here for the longest. Is there's such a great place here in Delaware to raise your family. And I say that with having a 3-year-old daughter and a wife, and looking with raising a family, thinking about what you're paying into the home, the things you have to do around your home, the safety around your home, the neighborhoods you have to choose from, the opportunity for your child, your spouse, your uncle, your cousins, everyone who ends up surrounding yourself and whoever you call family, the amount of opportunity that you have living in this state, just via the property taxes, like we said earlier, being so low, the price points continuing to go up, and people having equity in their homes is leading to commerce growing and bigger shops opening and more things that are happening in the state of Delaware. And all I can say is if you're seriously considering a move to Delaware, you're considering it a really good time. I'm going to say one thing, and I'll just let this stew with you however you like. When COVID hit and the world kind of got locked down for 2 weeks, we sat and kind of looked at each other and said, okay, well, what's going to change? And one thing that changed very quickly is people are no longer tied down to where they live. They do not have to live down the street from their office. They do not have to be within a 30-minute commute anymore, because they only have to be there on Fridays or every other Friday. And so it's okay to take that 2.5 hour drive if it means they can live in Delaware instead of, somewhere in Jersey. Jersey. Or if they were living in Philly, it's a lot easier to move down to Dover, Smyrna, Middletown, be 45 minutes away. People that live live in Middletown are commuting to places like Annapolis and DC and Alexandria, Virginia, are now just taking up permanent hold in other places in Delaware because they know they don't have to. So with that being said, Delaware is growing. I see nothing but positive things that will continue to come in Delaware. I'm obviously biased. I've been basically raised here since I was 12. I was a military family. I joined the Army myself, got out, and came right back here. So whether or not you're thinking of getting into Delaware, you have a family member, friends that are thinking about Delaware, or maybe you're in Delaware and you're just trying to make sure I'm not talking bad stuff about Delaware. But seriously, if you're considering Delaware, my link for connection is in the bio. Here's the number one more time to connect with us. We are the #1 Google reviewed team in all of Delaware. I do like to brag about that. We're the #1 Google reviewed real estate team in all of Delaware. And we have a great staff, great agents that are energetic and motivated and love Delaware almost as much as me. So if you want to connect and you want to actually get serious about the potential move and get a plan together of sell and buy or rent and buy, or, you know, maybe within the state or out of state, let us know. We'd love to help you. We're a veteran-owned and operated company, family-owned as well, with my father and I in Austin. And we are the difference that you deserve in the real estate world. So can't wait to talk to you soon. Make sure to hit the bell. Make sure to hit subscribe. Make sure to hit the thumbs up. Appreciate you, and we'll talk. Man, I messed it up. We'll talk soon.